Greetings from Cloud-Cuckoo Land with news about Sussex Police Authority. The Association of Police Authorities say that the purpose of the local police authority is to make sure that the local police are accountable for what they do to you being the people who, like me, live or work in Sussex. Living in Cloud-Cuckoo Land, Sussex Police Authority are unable to ensure that Sussex Police are accountable for what they do. Last year, in 2007, the authority had a complaints committee. This committee met on the 1st of November 2007 and, apparently at the instigation of the Chief Executive, who had been only the authority's clerk earlier in the year, decided to call this committee the Professional Standards Committee, even though the authority already had a Standards Committee. According to the published agenda for that meeting, the committee that decided the change comprised 8 members. Only 2 of these had been elected, Rogers and Mortimer. The other 6, Bratton, Bull, Bush, Fays, Shaves and Walker, were not elected. One of the 2 elected members, Rogers, the chairman, did not attend the meeting. So the democratic element in the decision, if the acting chairman, Mortimer, was allowed a view and the other members attended, stood at just under 16.7%. If Mortimer was not allowed a view, the democratic element would have been 0%. The acting chairman concluded his report to the authority at its meeting on the 13th of December 2007 as follows.
We recommend that the Complaints Committee be renamed the Professional Standards Committee and that the report be noted.
Strong support for the change of name was expressed by the Chief Executive, by a Deputy Chief Constable, Williams, and by the Chief Constable, Richards, none of whom is a member of the authority, and by the Vice Chairman of the authority, Bush, who is unelected. The new name of the committee is misleading and deceitful for 2 reasons. First, it fails to suggest what are the functions of the committee. The functions of the committee, as published on its website in April 2008, are on your screen at present. 5 functions are listed. 1. The committee should keep itself informed as to the manner in which complaints from members of the public against members of the force are dealt with by the Chief Constable. 2. It needed to inspect the record of complaints and completed action taken upon them. 3. It would receive information reports on completed investigation into complaints from members of the public against civilian staff. The 4th item does not use the word complaints, but civil claims and tribunal cases would have been preceded by complaints. Lastly, the committee would report on other appropriate, in their view, issues, a feeble catch-all which does not justify the change of name. The second reason why the new name is misleading and deceitful is that although Sussex Police have a professional standards department, they do not have any professional standards. Sussex Police is a thoroughly dishonest organisation, as is documented on my website. For instance, after reading a PSD report on 8 complaints I had filed against Sussex Police, I wrote on my website that the Professional Standards Department would be more suitably called the Department for the Defence of Liars and Vandals in Police Service. The Professional Standards Committee had its first meeting on the 12th of March 2008 after being given access to the police complaints registers. These registers contain the police's selection from complaints made by members of the public in a much abbreviated form. For instance, after I was assaulted by an ex-policeman, I filed written complaints about the investigating officer's refusal to take account of previous threats and harassment from my assailant, of the officer's refusal to let me make a signed statement, and of his rude and threatening manner. In the Sussex Police Register of Complaints, this had been reduced to the single word incivility. The committee members had been sent an agenda along with 2 reports by the Chief Constable and 3 reports by the Chief Constable together with the Chief Executive. These reports make great play with figures for this and that cobbled together by the police, presumably with similar opportunities for dishonest practice, as I have found evidence for in the selective compilation of police complaints registers and dishonest entries in the Sussex Police Crime Reporting System. According to the published report by the chairman, the meeting was attended by the 2 elected and 6 unelected members of the authority named earlier, and a person called Cullen from the so-called Independent Police Complaints Commission. Whether officers from the Superintendents Association and the Police Federation and Unison were present, as is the case at authority meetings, is not stated, nor whether police officers or the Chief Executive or a Deputy Chief Executive or an Assistant Chief Executive participated. According to Open Office Org's writer application, the published report contains 1,336 words. The same application found only 34 occurrences of the word complaints, 5 occurrences of the word complaint, and, most commendably, only 1 instance of the word complain, so that added together these disagreeable words, which might be little irritants to the Chief Constable, only amount to 2.994% of the total, which I think you'll agree is negligible. As the chairman of the Professional Standards Committee did not attend the Sussex Police Authority meeting on the 17th of April, it was the Vice Chairman, Mortimer, who reported to the authority on the committee's meeting. As he only spoke for 93 seconds, you can hear this example of the authority making sure that the local police are accountable for what they do in full.
I'm introducing this. The members took some time dealing with the percentage increase of complaints. We wanted to reassure ourselves that it wasn't just peculiar to Sussex police authorities alone, and we were told that most other authorities will find that their complaints are increasing. Also, we were informed that because Sussex Police has dealt with a lot more incidents, inevitably there are more complaints that arise from that. However, we did want a lot more information, and we're told that we will get it. We need to know, are we alone? Is Sussex worse than neighbouring police authorities? I don't think we are, but we need to know that. And if you look over on page 44, there's an organisational development meeting, and there's an item on the agenda there regarding a steep rise in the number of complaints linked to the forces service to the public. It's also been agreed that our chairman, David Rogers, will be nominated to be on this board, and therefore at the next complaints meeting we hopefully will get a lot more information to reassure us that this is not only Sussex has got a problem, it is a problem in other authorities. I'm willing to answer any questions. If not,
Thanks,
I'll
John.
read the report.